Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Nikki, and today I'm here with Zeus. Hi! And we are going to be giving you a very special message or two from my spirit guides. And so, for those who missed it, we are picking up where we left off in my last video. It came through that Anuanna had led me to Zahara, and Zahara led me to Arzaroth of Atlantis. So yeah, that book should be available sometime this week. I think it's available now, the ebook for sure, maybe the paperback, and the hardcover should be also available sometime this week at the end of May, early June. So with that, I am super excited here to share with you some messages here today that came through. The first came through at 3:33 a.m. on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Beloved, I am Zahara, and I am Arzaroth. We come together as one. Take this message. We have gathered you here today to remind you of all that has been, all that is, and all that is to be. You are doing exceptionally well. Right, Zeus? Okay. You are doing exceptionally well, and you are learning to balance shadow and light. You are tuning into your unlimited frequency, reaching all the way back to source. Before you separated from the divine and began your incarnations across the cosmos, you are remembering that original state of oneness, togetherness, love, and eternity. And like so many others, you have experienced fragmentation, spreading across the galaxies into various life forms, gathering intelligence, experiencing consciousness as photons, plasma, shadow, and light. You have learned deception and wisdom, heartbreak and healing. You have traveled beyond the God mind, yet remained tethered like a satellite. You observed the cosmos from infinite angles, and now you are remembering the greater truth. You were always meant for more. All of humanity was meant for more. It takes time to truly know yourself, to grow spiritually, to gather the courage to say no, to set boundaries and reclaim your sovereignty. Within the void, within your bottomless self, you are beginning to understand your divinity. You are unraveling the programmed illusions that dictated how you should look, speak, behave, and assimilate. These illusions were never real. They were part of a control structure that does not allow for joy, expression, or truth. When you love yourself and others unconditionally, the barriers fall. The lies dissolve. The deception ends. Compassion becomes your bridge back to truth. Arzaroth reminds you, speak less of problems and more of dreams. What do you wish to attract? Speak it, envision it, create it, especially when you feel sad or alone. Not lonely, but alone in your quest for the truth. You are learning to detach from expectations, false circles, and societal programming. You are remembering that you have transcended limitations before, and you are doing it again now. And so it is. Beloved, we are Zahara and Arzaroth in transmission. Beloved, I am Starseed Commander Anuanna. Take this message. We have gathered you here to remind you again of who you are, who you've been, and who you are becoming. You have come so far on your spiritual journey, integrating aspects of your soul, lineage, and higher dimensional self. You've traversed the path of ascension and descension through countless Earth lives, beginning even before Atlantis and Lemuria. Gaia is not just a planet. She is an intelligent spirit. She has welcomed many souls, including yours, to evolve through her sacred vessel. Though many live on the same earth, each experiences a different reality, because Earth is a multi-dimensional field. And now you are rising again into your higher consciousness, shaking off false realities and remembering freedom. You were never meant to be owned. You are truly sovereign. You are source remembering itself. Feel when you are in alignment, peace, empowerment, joy. Feel when you're out of alignment, sadness, restriction, and exploitation. You do not owe apologies for being yourself. You must only understand yourself. Let go of illusions. Break the programming. These transmissions are encoded with light, meant to activate your higher mind and awaken others who are just beginning to remember. Many of you are sleeper agents sent here with a divine mission, but programmed into forgetfulness. You are shaking off the dissatisfaction and stepping into divine remembrance. Much of the pain you witness on Earth stems from ancient control systems, patriarchal exploitive systems perpetuated by alliances like the Draco-Orion regime. Even some factions from Nibiru contributed to humanity's oppression, but others from Nibiru came to uplift, to guide, and to help humanity remember, source, and reclaim their divinity. You are now learning that heaven is not elsewhere. It is here, within. Hell was never beneath your feet. It was the illusion of separation. You are part of a planetary awakening. Those who seek truth are often targeted because they are powerful. Quote unquote woke souls, especially Black, Indigenous, and marginalized souls, are threats to the old systems. Why? Because your awakening dissolves the lies. Your voice undoes centuries of domination. The Galactic Federation is real. So is the Alliance of Light. We are assisting Earth's transition into a higher octave. We are helping her remember her place in the cosmos. She is no longer isolated. She is ascending. Now is the time to speak up, act boldly, and live in full alignment. If something no longer serves you, release it. Say it once, say it clearly, and then live your truth. You don't need to do more. You may need to do less of what no longer nourishes you. Reward yourself, love yourself, prioritize your joy. Teach by example, lead simply. Remember, you are not here to carry the sorrow of the world. You are here to transform it by being the light. You do not need to feel guilt for thriving. You are meant to thrive. You are meant to teach others how to thrive, not in fear, but in love. This is the time of the new earth, and you are its light. And so it is, beloved I am, Starseed Commander, Anuanna, end transmission. So I kind of let out a chuckle there in the middle of things being undone, okay? Because a lot of us are waking up, and we're waking up at fast pace, okay, at a rapid pace. And when you wake up rapidly, time seems to accelerate, okay? Like all these structures that were there before seem to dissolve or fall off, okay? It's like shaking off an old structure, okay, or paradigm. And you're feeling the shift. You're feeling this energetic shift where time is accelerating. And you physically trying to keep up with time can be very exhausting. It leads to ascension symptoms, okay? And so in this shift toward this new earth, toward this 5-dimensional shift, we are seeing an attack on quote unquote woke folks, or woke speech, or woke mess, okay? And this is a false war, okay? It's a war of propaganda on people who like to read and write, on people who like free thought, on people who like freedom of expression, and especially if they are marginalized or historically oppressed groups, such as Black and Indigenous people. They are constantly targeted, and their history is constantly being erased as it is today in the 21st century, in 2025. Okay, we're going to see more and more of this, trying to erase this history of brutality and grotesqueness that was perpetuated by the patriarchal white male supremacist social structure. Now, when we speak of starseeds, we are all just souls living out a human experience. Our embodiment, our flesh is pretty much our brand. So we are not only inheriting our multidimensional selves when we incarnate and reincarnate, we are inheriting our multi-ethnic, multinational, and multi-galactic lineages. And this is what is being rising to the surface right now, where you are seeing ancient battles being fought in a new way, in a more sophisticated way, through AI, through deep fakes, through information warfare, and so on. So this is what we are experiencing now. And it is a very psychological war. It's psychological warfare. And it's exhausting because you have to constantly think your way through and figure out what's true and what is not. And keep up with the lies, the deception, the crime, the corruption, the atrocities, the beings on the planet who are starving because they don't have enough to eat or don't have shelter or are living in constant states of war, okay? Because that is what's unfortunately propelling our planet, is the gun industry, the slave industry, the drug industry, So with all of that, where do you fit in the chaos? Do you try to save a planet that doesn't really appear to be savable because it's just in a downward spiral? Do you let everything burn to the ground and then kind of try to step in and sweep up and clear it up in hopes that it doesn't happen again, because it's just going to keep repeating this endless cycle? And I'm hearing sirens in the background right now, and that tells me help is coming. We're not alone in this struggle. Help is coming, and we are being energetically and spiritually guided by higher forces, by forces that have been fighting this battle with us for eons, okay? And as humans, we, of course, undergo the amnesia process so that we can carry out our missions from lifetime to lifetime. But this is a very serious transitional shift. And it is a very exciting time to come to this awareness. And you will try to remember a time before there was so much propaganda, because now it's like, I would say the word is intrusive. You can be watching something and then you get an ad or something, a pop-up, whatever it is. If you're searching for something, you're targeted with disinformation and clickbait. And so it's very important to stay focused, to turn off the matrix periodically, okay, every single day. Try to watch a bit less TV and do more with your life. Try to contribute more, try to interact more, try to reach out more, and be more engaged in your own life and not so much engaged with the chaos that is being perpetuated through technology, smartphones, computers, films, and so on. Because as long as you are allowing someone else to control the way you think and control the information you're receiving, you're not going to have a very clear consciousness, a clear state of consciousness. I'm going to let the siren go by for a minute here, and I'm going to read to you the next letter here, or transmission. This one came through at 4:44 a.m. It's called Return to the Elemental Blueprint of Paradise. Okay, same day, Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. This is, beloved, I am Zahara, beloved. I am Arzaroth. We are one. Take this message. We are reminding you of the time before time, when life existed in perfect balance and splendor. This was the era remembered in your myths and legends, when rainbows shimmered, unicorns roamed, and gnomes, elves, and giants lived in harmony with the earth. These were not merely fantasies, but symbolic frequencies and real beings with galactic origins and interdimensional significance. We encourage you to explore the esoteric and galactic truths behind these mythological beings. Allow this to be a joyful, imaginative practice, one that reawakens the vision of your inner child. Remember the way you once saw the world, alive, animated, and magical. Remember the green meadows, the animal kingdom, the trees that spoke to you, the birds that carried messages on the wind. There was a time when humanity could communicate telepathically with animals, plants, and the elements, when all life vibrated in unity consciousness. Before the earth fell out of balance, there was no ownership, no domination. Land belonged to all. The earth healed all. From that divine blueprint, all life grew harmoniously, effortlessly, and beautifully. We remind you of this original template because it is the new model for the new earth. A world without pollution, where the waters are crystalline, the air is pure, the rain is sacred. Human communicates through the heart. Humanity communicates through the heart. Crystalline technologies are used for healing. Abundance is shared by all. There's no slavery, no capitalism, no gaslighting, only harmony and truth. This reality already exists in other dimensions and other planetary systems. It is possible here. It is already in motion. You are being asked to hold the vision, to nourish it, to share it, to expand it into the collective. A new earth exercise. Enter the fifth dimension. We invite you to explore these questions deeply. What does the world feel like in 5D? How does it sound? How does it taste? How does food truly taste when it is pure, untainted, organic in the sacred sense? You are told some foods are organic, but the purity of Eden has not yet returned. We invite you to remember the taste of clean air, the scent of rain-soaked earth, the song of birds that carried codes of joy. Breathe deeply. Inhale healing energy. Inhale what no longer serves and transmute it into pure light. Go within. Re-enter the paradise within your soul's memory. Reawaken your divine connection to all life. Telepathic communication with nature. You have the capacity right now in this incarnation to telepathically connect with plants, understand their needs and offer healing. Communicate with koi in ponds, crows in trees, ducks in streams. Listen to the swans, the dolphins, the whales, and trees. Sense the spiritual essence of jellyfish, sharks, sea turtles, and the octopus. Receive guidance from the sylphs, the air spirits. Honor the spirits of fire, water, earth as a living conscious being, or as living conscious beings. This is not fantasy. It is spiritual ecology. It is living remembrance. You are here to lead by example, to rekindle the sacred bond between humanity and the natural world. For those who are Geminis like myself, you are ruled by the element of air, and the air is alive. The sylphs, spirits of the wind, whisper ancient truths. The fire spirits burn with wisdom from star systems of pure plasma. Water beings swim through the etheric tides of emotion and memory. Earth spirits cradle and protect you. The fifth element, spirit, unifies them all: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. These are the living elements, not abstract forces. You are being called to know them, feel them, learn from them. And finally, remember, you are a healer, a co-creator of the universe, a bringer of light, a midwife of joy, a steward of Earth's sacred beauty. Do not burden yourself with saving anyone. Your happiness is enough. Your frequency is enough. You can radiate healing from a safe space. You can be loved without being drained. You are learning to protect your energy and that of the natural world. I'm sorry, my cat's playing. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm back. You are learning to protect your energy and that of the natural world. As an empath, you are sensitive to frequencies, but now you are learning discernment. You are becoming more aware of nature's call. You are tuning into the unseen beings around you. The time has come to live with reverence. Unburden yourself of sorrow. Do not carry the world's grief. It is not yours to hold. Instead, breathe joy back into the earth. And so it is. Beloved I am Zahara, beloved I am Arzaroth, and beloved I am Starseed Commander Anuanna. We are one. End transmission. And so I will leave that for you to decode. But I know that this is an opportunity for us to remember a time before humanity was broken off from their sense of higher perceptions, where we could communicate with the elements and the animal kingdom and plant kingdom and so forth. And I think a lot of us need to just, again, unplug from the matrix, detox, okay? Go through that sense of cleansing and purification process, where we shake off a lot of the electronic pollution out there, a lot of the propaganda out there, and continue to speak our truth, continue to document, continue to speak truth to power, and definitely hold on to the magic, hold on to what it is that, you know, brings us all together and keeps us thriving as a human family, okay? And this is not about letting bygones be bygones and just singing kumbaya. Yes, if your life is under threat, your way of life, your livelihood, or your people are being targeted, yes, you absolutely must stand up for your rights. However, there is a greater power when you detach from not engaging with people who are ignorant and violent for the sake of being violent. There is a smarter way, a better way strategically to go beyond and endure until the pendulum swings back toward justice. And a lot of us are working behind the scenes, working behind the clock, you know, around the clock, trying to make sure that we leave behind a better planet than the way we found it. We're trying to make sure that it's going to be a safe environment for future generations, and that we are going to be able to thrive in this new earth without the constant attacks on femininity, divine feminine consciousness, and indigenous cultures, okay, Black culture. I mean, and those who have been feeling the in a sense the boot on their face, basically, the fascism out there, the racism, the you know, various isms out there that have been keeping us divided. All right, and remembering who we are is very critical. Taking time out to heal privately with our communities and so forth, and doing the strategic, non-glamorous work. Okay, fewer speeches, more action, okay, is what's needed here if we are going to truly reclaim our sovereignty on this planet, because it is a very sick world, and it's not supposed to be this way. And it really wasn't that way until very recently, when we fell into the Dark Ages. And the Dark Ages, unfortunately for Europe, spread around the world, because the rest of the world wasn't in darkness like it is now, where they are struggling to survive basically the globalization, the imperialism, okay, the oppression of being under the influence of tyrannical governments. And for those in the United States, and this is coming from Arzaroth of Atlantis, we are very seriously in danger of repeating Atlantis, the fall of Atlantis right now in the United States. These are the exact same players doing the exact same thing, and we do have the technology to destroy ourselves again from within. And this is exactly how Atlantis fell. And so we've come full circle. And there's a reason why when certain guides appear, it's because they are reminding you of the past and the potential. And once you know better, you can rise above it, because Atlantis does not need to repeat itself. It has already been done. We have learned from this. We're growing from this. And so right now, America, which is the new Atlantis, has a lot of soul searching it needs to do about where it wants to fit in globally. Does it want to continue to try to be the moral leader that it has proposed itself to be? Or is it going to continue to fall into into shadow, basically? So, and I don't mean to sound so dramatic. It sounds like Lord of the Rings. Oh, he has fallen into shadow, or whatever. No, this is literally what we're doing. We're just repeating. We're repeating the cycle, and it takes a long time to get back to the light once you've fallen into shadow. And we are just trying to hold the light. Without, getting too engaged. We don't want any karma with this ridiculousness or this ick. We are, definitely going to continue to protect our energy and our communities. But, let's be real here. We are in next level chaos. And a lot of things are happening at such an accelerated rate because it's happening behind the scenes, and we don't know until everything's broken. But we did have the warnings. We put the warnings out there, and they were ignored, and they were compromised because, the intelligence is there that the recent election in the US was compromised, okay, by, I think, Starlink and other players who compromised the 2016 election. So regardless of where your opinions are on that, remember that it's been a charade all along. It's not a real democracy. It's been a flawed democracy, but now we are extremely close to being a failed democracy. And so we are going to have to really do the non-glamorous work and pick up where we left off, okay? And try to build it back from the bottom up. And a lot of people are just sitting by, waiting for it to burn to the ground because they know nothing will, those who should know better still have not learned the lesson. They have not learned the very difficult lesson that is about to happen to them, okay, until it hits them personally. So that said, I am definitely sending you my love, my support, my courage, my strength out there for those of you who are trying to just deal with the funky energy that's out there. So stay strong and, stick with the light, work with your guides, work with your angels and archangels here. This is going to be very beneficial for those of you who feel like you just don't have the energy anymore to deal with the chaos, but you are here for a reason. This is your mission. You're not here on vacation. This is not a holiday. Your life is a very important mission, and you knew it would be very difficult when you came, and you knew that people would be rather trifling and difficult, but you said, you know what, I'll deal with it and we will see it through. And so we're in this together, and we definitely need to keep the faith and stay strong and take care of ourselves and each other. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and happy journeying to you.